first, all night. Your camera's here, so you don't want to be in front. Right. And you want to do slow movements all night. In the event your arm gets tired from holding it out all night, feel free to swap, however, or if somebody else is comfortable taking it on, by all means. But holding this out like this all night does get a little tiresome. Okay. Just giving you the heads up. Okay. So you're a camera person all night.
All right. Cool, thank you.
Yes. This whole information from before, because somebody talked on here when I pressed the button.
Which button did you hit?
I don't know. I think I hit.
So you see that little SD, that little... That means it's recording.
So I hit recording?
No, I already did.
Oh, okay.
So right now it's probably not recording anything.
Well, somebody talked when I pressed the button.
Well, then you need to tell us what it said.
I don't know.
Okay, if you couldn't make it out, that's fine too.
You remember?
No, I couldn't tell what it said.
No,
but
me
it was
neither.
like
it's okay. We're going to come across this
it
all
was
night.
Loud.
Yeah, we're going to come across it all night. So guys, I use a couple of things on my phone. I do use an EMF on my phone just as a backup in case yours goes down or the battery drains. That one actually drained on us last night, that spirit box. I had it fully charged and it drained down to nothing in about 30 minutes, which is crazy. So I keep that as a backup. And I also use the spirit box where I told you I get the words from. So in the center is where I'm going to get words. So everybody can kind of see anything that pops up, it'll show up there in the center. And then it'll put it all in a list for me. Here's last night's words. 57 words from last night. I would say we probably had a good 12 to 14. Last night was really active. That actually made sense.
Does it typically match the other spirit box when you hear it?
We will get odd responses. So, for example, like the first place we're going to go to, I may ask a question and I'll step away from the two spirit boxes on purpose to see if my odd question will give the odd answer to one of them. It happens all the time. So I'll say, what's your favorite color? And I'll get purple over there. It just said purple. Makes sense. So that's why I record everything for you. So again, I clear that out. This will be running all night long. And then I use one more spirit box. And this is more audible than anything. So I'm going to start playing this. And what this one does is it takes those FM radio stations and the technology turns it backwards. So it's going to sound like complete gibberish. Might be creepy to some of you. But when we actually hear something, it's in full forward motion. It's easy to understand. So
is that like when people take a record and they spin it backwards to make like a noise?
Kind of. You tell me. So I'm going to turn it up and go down.
Oh, yeah.
I remember I used to do that with a couple of my records.
All the words sound freaky.
I'm showing my age now. That's cool.
So I will turn this up after I'm done like telling a story. That way I'm not talking over it like I am right now. And the cool thing is I keep the audio recorder on my backpack right in front of my chest. So I'm holding my phone. You're going to hear me asking questions and you're going to hear the answers if I get them. Those of you that will be asking questions, spirit boxes, EMF can be a communicator as well. You can ask somebody to step away from the EMF that's going a little too crazy. You can ask direct questions based on the story I told you. Give them time to answer. Don't give them 5 to 20 questions in a 3-minute time span. Ask the same question over and over and over. Give them time to manifest themselves. That's how this works. A lot of times I'll get a group that's just like, hey, what's your birthday? How many kids did you have? What color was your house? Like, it's like, all right, slow down. You got to give them time. So let me get the audio recording started, and you guys will go a ghost hunting. How's that sound?
Yay.
I'm going to have to turn this way up if you couldn't understand what it said.
Does the voice of what you're hearing kind of represent the ghost? Like, is it the female voice?
I can't see
or is that just what?
Most of the time,
Which
yes.
button?
So
The one to
turn it up?
I'll get something
Yeah.
complete reverse.
Am I on
Can I
it?
see it?
Have to take that as some
Okay,
kind
well, I
of
was just
trickery.
trying to be
It's on my
It
wrist.
might be a male,
I can't move it now.
really, but I hear a female voice, and the female is the one I need to watch out for. And it does happen. So, let me start this recording, and then we'll start with the first haunting, which you guys have been standing next to it the past 20 minutes. Yep.
What?
Alright, you're
I'm
recording
trying to do that
all
with me.
night. You're standing at what used to be Big John's. Big John was a football player. Don't ask me what team. I'm not a sports guy. I just told you I'm a foot nerd. So, oh, everybody's backing away?
I thought
We were supposed to.
I thought we were supposed to. I have to record and listen to you and look at that.
No, you're good. You're good. Everybody come back up. That way I don't have to shout all over. So anyway, Big John, back in the 70s, used to sit in the back of the bulk. We have the Citadel somewhat nearby, where the cadets used to train, and then they would come down here to have a few drinks after training. Big John would nod off to the bartender if they were of age or not.
Where's Adina?
So if they were of age,
Oh.
then he
Sorry.
would say, for what?
I've talked.
Talk all once. You're
She
cool.
asked where I was when I'm literally touching her.
Well, I wasn't looking next.
Sorry.
So, no, you're fine. So, anyway, two guys walk in one night after training, and Big John tells the bartender, don't serve them. They're not of age. So they get pissed off and they leave. The next night they come back, and they steal the cash register from the front of the building. Well, Big John pulls out his .45 and takes one out. The bullet hole is still in the front of the building.
Oh.
The previous owner of Cane Rum Bar, this was the bar that it used to be literally just several months ago. He moved to Florida. He only covered it up with a panel, so the bullet hole was never filled in. So he used to talk to Big John all the time. Big John would rattle bottles for him and kind of let him know he was doing a good job with keeping the bar afloat. So he'd do all kinds of things. It is said that anybody that used to sit in the front of the bar on a good night would actually feel a little queasy, dizzy, lightheaded, those kind of things. I did get some EMF detections in there one night, and that's a good thing. The fact that I couldn't recreate it, because that tells me it wasn't something man-made of wiring inside the building. That's a good sign. However, I tell this story on purpose here because I know how paranormal activity affects me. I don't know how it's going to affect anybody else. If anybody else starts to feel a little queasy, a little lightheaded, I know it's a weird, humid night. You have to speak up. We will either move you out of the area quickly as we can, or we will do what we have to do to get you to a safe place. Is that fair to everybody?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to scare anybody, but it does happen.
Okay.
Another death that actually occurred here. We had a big earthquake here. Has anybody taken a Charleston tour?
I've done a
Yeah.
little bit, not like
Yeah.
anything crazy though.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, I'm just talking history
A while
tours.
ago.
I went to like a museum with my parents and stuff, and went to a couple different spots. But
So we had a big earthquake here in 1886. It's a big deal because Charleston doesn't get earthquakes. That's the other side of the country. So we had one, and it was 8 point something on the Richter scale. So anyway, this is where the first death occurred. The mantling actually wraps around the front of the building. A piece of the mantling fell. It struck somebody, and his ghost is said to be seen right here on East Bay Street. I couldn't find any record of it because they just said X amount of deaths on this date, but it doesn't mean that that first one did not occur here. Paul, the previous owner, actually used to claim he saw him several times in the middle of the street. So, you guys ready to go hunt some ghosts?
Yeah.
Let's do
Yeah.
this. Let's go.
Claire was shining her lights in there. See if you could see anything.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't walk like that.
Watch. Nance. It's uneven pavement, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Watch.
It's circulating through channels.
Anytime I actually get a word, I will literally interrupt myself.
Oh, yeah.
So I got the word dynamics.
Dynamics.
I'm kind of questioning myself in my head if I have the right gadgets with the right people. I'll be honest with you, this is probably the first night where I've ever been like, do I have the right stuff with the right folks? And I'm being honest with you, I don't make things up. So anyway, maybe
Does
that's
the
what
orange
they
mean something crazy?
Hang on, we're getting there. So, Crude Cafe, just let us know if it goes to red. Crude Cafe is haunted. You're supposed to do a full investigation there. That's the white building behind you. However, it used to be a slave home that was built up. Obviously, we didn't have two-story slave homes. But slave homes did not have addresses. It's really hard to come across titles, deeds, those kind of things. Also, for you history buffs, stop sign down there, Revolutionary War. Keep in mind, we're 1 block away from the water. However, Charleston wasn't that far out, so a ship literally pulled right up to pretty close to East Bay Street, shot a cannon, and the cannonball landed right where the stop line was.
Whoa.
No deaths, no tragedies. Just fun little Charleston back.
Can't go inside the house.
It's actually a restaurant.
Oh.
So when I do the full investigation, it'll be so I can add it more to this tour and probably an extra podcast episode. So for my own basic research. Alright, so guys, we are in Red Barn parking lot. This is a very interesting place. This is a place I told you that doesn't have a historical ghost story attached to it. This is where they keep the horses for the carriage rides. Okay, so there are horses in there right now. Those of you with lasers, please keep them away from those open windows and anything near those air conditioners and fans. We will spook them. I'm friends with these folks. Please don't make them angry with me. This is also the same Red Barn where they had the horses that delivered milk to Charleston. So that's how old that barn has been here. I don't have anything else other than sometimes the EMF will start right where we're standing. Sometimes it'll wait until I'm all the way over there. I catch glimpses with the grids here. I get tons of spirit box activity. I get almost a different person almost every single night I'm here. I talk to Wyatt, I talk to Brad, I talk to Daniel, and all this is all on my previous evidence. So, again, as you're looking for non-yes or no questions. What is your name? How old are you? What happened to you? Don't expect a big, long, elaborate, well, my daddy beat me till I couldn't do it no more. And no, it's going to be violence, or it's going to be natural causes, or a disease name. It's going to be something simple. 2 to 3 syllable answers is really what we're after. I'm going to be expecting the same thing out of here. Spirit box folks, I will walk away from you, just so we don't interfere with one another. However, you need to really kind of be on top of the action, so that way, in the event the EMF is going crazy, we want to see if we can catch a cold spot.
Okay.
Debunking, you should be shooting that little red laser all over, just to kind of give us a nice base reading to see if she can actually get anything colder than what you actually have. Again, just keep it away from ponies. What else do we have?
So if this goes off, I should immediately ask someone with a spirit box to come over so we can speak.
You should literally stop in your tracks and say, I have orange, and it will not stop. Now, if it's a pattern, we can say it's a pattern and we'll move on. Now, I don't get patterns out of here because you can see there's nothing close enough to you where you're actually going to have something that's going to give off a pattern.
When you say orange, you mean this further light?
Orange is in the middle, red is all the way at the end.
Okay.
So right now you have something close enough by that's giving off some kind of EMF. So I'm going to turn, so what did I tell you guys was wrong with me on Monday?
Somebody there.
Sunburn. The sunburn?
I want everybody to kind of read what I have on my screen.
Wound.
Oh, no, sorry. We're going to go back a step. Read the word below wound.
Oh, wow.
Burning
skin.
Burning skin.
Burning skin.
So, again, I don't think I've ever seen that. I'll be
Oh.
honest. If it's something I'm like, oh, I get that all the time, it happens.
So they're
But
right here now?
somebody knows I'm here. So I'm going to
So
go
how'd
check.
you get hurt then, right?
He got sunburned
I got sunburned.
from the neck down.
Oh, okay.
Like, my foot was
I
bad.
must have missed that.
You were talking.
I'm
Talking
always
in class.
talking.
All right,
I'm
let's go
sorry.
explore. Come on, guys. Let's go do this.
I do talk a lot.
I'm going to put up my spirit box. I'm going to listen to my spirit boxes and see what I got.
But don't interfere with mine. There's a lot of different areas that will interfere. Oh, I see.
What did it say?
Late or late?
What time is it? We're a little late.
Oh, late, yeah.
Normally I'd be here about 9:25, 9:30. It's 9:42 right now.
Oh, yeah.
I heard it, but I couldn't quite make it out.
It could have been late.
You're
So,
supposed to turn it up all the way?
no, because then you'll probably interfere with
Yeah.
what they're listening for and what I'm listening for.
Okay, then
So-
no one's
So
going to hear
just-
it.
So when you start to hear something, maybe turn it up a little.
Oh, I caught the one thing
Using
that
the
it
grid.
said late.
You want to start straight down and
you
kind
see
of move out
this?
slow and keep it as still as possible. Alright, so where's the camera?
Right here.
Okay.
What's it saying? It's talking, what's it saying?
Alright, we need a name. Who's here with us tonight? We saw you on the EMF with the lights. Can you give us a name? Sir Nick.
Oh my gosh.
And no one here. I'll introduce myself. I'm like,
Hey, man. What's his name?
Look at this.
I get my name. Last night I got cool nicknames.
He's back in town.
Do you see anything?
Hi,
Adina?
Nick.
I mean, it's red over here. When it was over there, it was blue. Yeah. Ooh, it's on me.
Making my request. And you just say hi to Nick.
You used to run milk on there. I just asked if they ran milk. So they put milk on that.
See how you dump the gas in your car.
Actually, yeah, my hand's so long.
Got the working cord. Can you check your camera, make sure it's still recording? Is that spread?
Yeah, it is.
Still square? Okay. The only downfall I'm having to this gadget is it's not super bright. It goes to drain the battery.
One. Where's the green one?
Let's get the green one over here. You can use them in conjunction with each other and cross them if you need to.
Put it up
Can
high.
you tell me what color the dots are on the ground? What color are the dots on the ground? I need you to tell me what color the dots are. Did you do that? Is that you flickering the green? Okay. Hardly. A lot of times I'll repeat what I say so that way you guys can go back and listen and hear the same thing. Right.
Oh gosh. Oh my god.
There are a lot of them coming through. I thought I heard scooter twice. This could be a horse name. Color the horse was? Yeah, we can scatter out.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Hold
I mean, anything like
There's a
that.
lady's voice.
Yeah.
So try to get us a full sweep, like do it almost a 360, nice and slow. I got the word level.
Set it again. It
Came back to me.
So I have to listen to the S box at this point. Recording. So it's not a high pixelated camera, so it needs that slow motion, so we get a nice smooth picture all the way across.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'll kind of like fuzz out for a second and catch up.
Okay.
So forward. Just start to pull up. Is this where you wanted me to be? You just said my name again.
Oh my god.
Tell me where to go. You want to show yourself to the camera, tell us where to point it. What's our temperature we got going on there?
87.
Roughly? Pretty much all the way around?
Yeah.
And the yellow device, so when the light goes off, there's a button right there. It just goes off. Oh, it turns off and right back. Which one? Yep. There you go. And it's the bottom number you're watching there. Top information.
Okay.
Alright, tell me where I need to point this camera so we can actually see you. Step. Are there steps here?
You got a step.
But I asked where. And it said step. So, do you have anything super cold around me?
The pole, I mean, nothing abnormal, I don't think.
Alright, I'm going to give you one more opportunity to tell us where you're at. Before I got to move the group on. No? You want us to stay? It's a weird noise. So you still have to recognize like vocal patterns in the back as much as I do this. So when I hear something weird, you'll hear me go, what the hell was that? Like, it almost sounded like a sharpening of metal to metal is what it sounded like. Like you can rewind it 10 seconds from now and hear it.
Uh-huh.
That to me is weird. I don't ever hear that
Really?
kind of noise. Yeah.
So is that something evil?
I've only had to leave this area once.
Really? What was happening?
Way too much malevolence coming out of both spirit boxes at the time because I didn't have that red one yet. And this was just spitting off words like rape, murder, kill, like literally
Oh my
within seconds of
gosh.
each other. Like it would not stop. Like it was spinning. So I was just like, yeah, we're getting out of here. All right. I think we should move on to the next spot. How are we doing with that other spirit box? It seemed like you're having a little bit of trouble with it.
Yeah. He
Okay.
said, we're trying to find the name. It said yo.
Said
Yeah,
yo?
It said yo. It said like 3 things. That's about it.
All right, so you want to kind of hang with her. That way we can make sure we're using it properly. Yeah. Just kind of hang out, listen together. I know I put that on paper.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
We heard trip and panic.
Trip, panic, and I also got the word step. So I try to like put all the clues together. That's what this is all about, is trying to find what matches up. And a lot of times, like, you might not see anything all night long, but I might catch something tomorrow morning. When I'm looking at it on a bigger screen. So even though you're like, I didn't catch anything, you never know. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, you are, good eye.
Is it? No, I'm hot as it is.
I promise it will not be parking lots all night long.
Okay.
Alright, so does everybody kind of have a gist of all their gadgets? And
Look at that.
Good. Okay, so this one actually has a lot of history to it for Charleston. So, spirit box is down. If you can just kill the speaker for me, I don't have to shout. Slope. Look at Pride Rock, it gives me slope. Alright, so this is the Eliza and Charles Pinckney site. This is where their mansion was. It actually sat in the front. Eliza's garden was lined up, and I'm stepping on glass. That's great. Eliza's garden was lined right here with the blue dumpster, and then their slave homes would have been in the back, where there's literally where the trailer is lined up. So, super cool thing is that Charles and Eliza's son Charles Coatsworth, and his cousin Charles, I know, very confusing, but those two actually signed the Constitution. He was raised right here. Very cool, right? But I'm not a politician, nor do I care about politics. So, we're going to talk about Eliza. She's way more cooler. So, Charleston's very well known for their rice plantations, right? You guys have all did a little bit of history before you guys got here. The rice plantations were a big deal, but they went to hell in a handbasket. They went down. We needed something to save us. So, quick backstory on Eliza is that she married Charles to stay here in the States. She's from England. Her dad was sick. He wanted her home. She said no. She married Charles. Daddy got better. They made amends. Dad starts sending her over plants. She was a botanist. Back in the day, we're talking 1750s, that was a big deal. She actually started our indigo plants right where you're standing. So indigo makes blue dye, which is what makes your blue jeans blue, and we still use it today. So very cool, right?
Yeah.
So I get all kinds of things out of, like me and Eliza, we chat when I'm here. And she tells me all kinds of stuff. They had 4 kids. One of them passed away when they were an infant. I ask about them, and I usually kind of see what kind of different reactions I can get. Super cool.
Anybody else jump? I jump.
I love how he's very candid and just throws it out there. So this place, we're going to stay away from the trailer because there's piles of bricks back there and that kind of thing. We've been having a little bit of trouble with the homeless, so I'm going to try to keep everybody this way. You can ask great questions here. Eliza Lucas Pinckney was Charles's second wife named Eliza. So you can ask that question. How many wives? Yeah. And they were back to back, no less. There was
easy.
Yeah.
Right?
Bro, man knows what he likes.
You know what's funny is one of my guests last night, as I'm walking to the next location, she confessed to me that she was the second wife of the same name to her husband. I was like, and what was funny was we got the word like similar on our spirit box, which is why she confessed that fact to me. She was like, maybe they're talking about this fact about me because it's a similar situation. So I was like, oh, that's very interesting.
She had to bring that. Was her husband with her?
Yeah.
Oh, how awkward.
Yeah. No, he was
She
fun.
probably got mad about it the rest of the night.
No, they were cool. They were all fun like you guys. You can ask how many kids that they had. You can ask what her favorite plants are. You can ask what her favorite color
What
is.
is your favorite flower? Please tell me. I
know.
never know.
No, I know the answers to all this stuff because
Really?
I get the
Already?
answers. Yep.
What is it? The indigo flower?
No, it's not.
What is it?
I'll tell you it's of the same color. So I'll give you that.
Let's wait until
Yep, you got to hear it for yourself. I don't like to give out suggestive thoughts. So like he asked about the favorite plant. I know what it is. But if I tell you guys, that's what you're going to be listening for. Does
Yeah.
that make sense? I don't want you guys doing it.
Does this mean that they're directly in front?
They are on top of you, girl. They are all over you. So everybody kind of take note of the flickering light on the back of the Five Church restaurant.
Yep.
So sometimes that light goes down, sometimes it's completely on, sometimes it's off. Now with flickering like that, most of the time it's in sync with stuff we do necessary, telling us it's the exact same energy that's causing both reactions.
So what happened to the house?
The house actually burned. So this was a restaurant back in the 80s and 90s called Molly Darcy's, and I think the apparitions that we're seeing there. It's a good spot for grid pens and our grids, but spirit boxes and the cold spots are probably our best friend. Now, Adina, don't get excited when you find cold spots in corners of the walls. We get wind pockets. So we're gonna feel breezes coming up through the gateway and around those corners. So I like to kind of debunk that ahead of time. Again, I don't want to make anything up for you guys. This is all about science for me. I know I'm a writer, but
Also researcher right now.
exactly.
A question.
Yes.
When other people on your tours have this, does it have the same
go to locations and wait. If nothing happens with the EMF, I move on. I will tell you, clear skies and lightning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was lightning, right? Okay.
Yeah,
So, this place has only disappointed me one time where I've had nothing happen. No EMF, no spirit box, everything was dead as a doornail, no pun intended. One time in the past year. And I've done this daytime and nighttime because I had to come back and kind of investigate. Are the wires live? Is that what's making it do this? I mean, we see wires hanging. Nope, it's not close enough, and it's not giving off enough EMF to do that.
Hanging out right there.
Eliza loves to hang out. I mean, she will talk to us through the spirit box system.
Please tell us.
Can someone put a light over here? Shine
Okay, where's the
Bring with the grids.
Where's the grids?
Hi there.
This is
It's
crazy.
currently
over there.
All right, let's get those spirit boxes turned up. Let's ask some questions and see what we come up with.
Favorite flower, please.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, am I doing the station?
No.
Oh.
All right. Let's explore a little bit. With you down here with the temperatures, like, because we don't have as many cars here, we realize with the thermal camera, again, still learning about it, that next to the cars that are parked, it's always colder
You can tell me which one it is.
because the heat from the car exerts downward. So you're going to see a big orange underneath the car. So I really want you to kind of shoot that thing all over and kind of give me a quick analysis of what you're finding.
I like flowers.
I'm curious. Again, I'm still learning stuff myself.
She said it 3 times.
Said what?
I asked if it was alive, and she said yes, and then she asked again, and she said yes again.
Oh my gosh.
Try to stay away from yes and no.
Yeah.
Direct questions. Anything that's not a
Have any
yes,
plants?
that's a yes or no.
Oh yeah.
I can't. How many children do you have? Hello? I'm here. How old are they?
Favorite flower, let's hear it.
How old are you?
Tell me more about it.
How old are you?
Favorite flower is a guy code. We got a guy code. What about that?
Stay away from that trailer.
Why?
Because there could be someone over there. Maybe. Maybe we're supposed to go over here. I don't know.
Really try to keep be that camera person like you see on TV. Real nice and slow. Nice even levels.
Okay.
I seen you like directed towards the ground. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I was checking because I hadn't done that for a while.
yeah. Okay.
But I should stay kind of this.
Kind of keep the ground and the foreground in the same picture so that way it gives it
Okay.
even temperature. I mean, I would say it's great when we're doing stuff like that, where you can point at the ground and that way you can watch the grid pen. But
Right.
like out here, it's just going to look like a big blob of one color.
Okay.
Unless it's the cars in between. You see? Eliza, I heard some men in the background. Can you tell me who's with you?
That's a good question. He said,
We asked how did they drown, and then it said fountain, and then we asked again, and it said drown.
trip.
Did you have any pets?
What?
What do you do with that?
Just seeing if it gets cooler somewhere than that's where that we have today.
Oh.
I have it.
I like the question that you asked. Are you happy now? But it is a yes or no. So.
He didn't.
Oh, it didn't.
Are you happy now?
But it's a yes or no question.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just curious about that though.
How'd you die?
Didn't they already answer?
She answered two times already.
Yeah. Ask her
Yeah.
something different. We got to get away from the dumpster.
You came to us.
Is she home?
Fingers.
What?
Something happened.
It's just red everywhere.
Got the word believe. Seen that before. It's also like when I was kind of given the history of the place.
Hi, baby.
Very strong right here.
I just heard Sam. Yeah.
Sam? Look at those.
Going bananas for you, my man Sam.
This is just
Sam, talk to us. Who are you? I don't think I've met you before.
Sammy, you're here, my man. We're here to talk to you, man.
Outside, yes, we're outside because the house is no longer here. What happened to the house? Let you out. He said, let me out. Plain as day.
So
Believe in, right? We believe in Sam. Is that what we're supposed to be talking about?
I mean, I just got let me out. Plain as day.
I asked if it was happy or sad, and it said happy,
Sam, where are you?
and then
that I
it
need
said
to let you
thanks,
out?
and then it said for a while.
This one.
You got a ton of gadgets here to talk to us.
crazy.
You just need to pick one. It's only what?
Just go.
Sam, what am I letting you out of?
You need to sit down. Huh?
I can't go all the way to the back.
Sam, you gotta try harder. Come on, Sam. Where you at?
Stay out of Rebel, man. React.
Where are you, Sam?
So I will tell you, a year ago when I started doing this, I used to get like berry, body, bones, those kind of things when I'm here. And then all of a sudden that kind of stopped for a few months. And then COVID happened and it really hasn't occurred since. They're not going to do an archaeological dig on the site. They're going to put a commercial hotel here next year.
Oh.
You can say it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, sorry.
It's gonna be a haunted hotel.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. Yeah, and I'm going to have to, this is, honestly, this should be my finale. But we're just getting started.
This is absolutely nuts to me right now.
Yeah, that is crazy. Like, I'll get reds over here, but nothing that's that constant.
red link.
Oh,
Yeah.
time over here.
This whole section is. I kind of want to go over there and come back and see
Do it. I mean, they're just following. Whatever's happening, they're sticking with you.
Spiritual creature.
Rear, meaning we need to turn into that, like face it back.
I just had goosebumps.
What's going on? Well, we're trying to talk to you. We're gonna actually hit a cobblestone street. Are you gonna be okay on issues?
Oh, yeah. No.
Okay, you got
Yeah, I'll get on his back.
I was thinking shoulders.
All right, let's get everybody gathered around because this is getting weird.
This is cool.
So this is one of those instances where we may not have heard the right things or we may not have seen the right things on the video, but if we actually did capture something here, which I'm guessing with the way the EMF is going crazy, something's going to be on your evidence. We just have to watch it all and really pay attention to this particular location. We've been here a good 15 to 20 minutes already. So again, when I told you at the beginning, depending on how much activity comes out, like I said before, I don't know if I did say this, but this would be my finale if this was, yeah. But the way I do this, we don't do a full circle.
Do you think it's the most haunted?
This to me is probably one of the most haunted locations in downtown Charleston, and nobody talks about it. I'm the only one. Between this and the Provost Dungeon, you can't walk in the Provost Dungeon without feeling something.
Wow.
I've read that
It's
online and everything.
crazy. Like, I took one of the tours just to learn more. You know, I'm doing my homework. I walk in, and this comes up with Nick. Like, I turn this on and just put it on my clip, and I don't look at it till I leave. Because I'm taking somebody else's tour. To me, it's just kind of disrespectful. He's a history guy, I'm a ghost guy.
Mm-hmm.
I went back to take pictures, got a little touch of orbs that we were able to debunk, but, I mean, the box was crazy.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to walk, guys, about 3 to 4 blocks down East Bay. Your EMF is going to go crazy because the crosswalk lines are underneath the street. It's going to make it go off. So what you're going to see is irrelevant. Grids need to be put away when we're walking down there. Please continue to film because we never know we're going to catch stuff. But any lasers need to be kind of put aside. If you guys want to continue listening to your spirit boxes to see if something pops up, keep listening. Are you okay? I know it's a little warm out tonight.
Yeah, a little naughty.
Do you need a water? I have one.
No. I'll be alright.
You sure?
I'm not sure.
All right, well, you speak up if she needs something. There is a lot of activity here, and it could be affecting you, not to mention the
more
humidity.
demons.
I hear you on that one. But, let's take a walk.
I got it.
You want to sit on the steps for a minute, Nance?
Or you guys continue.
You want to sit for a little while?
Why don't you take a little rest real fast? You just have your jeans on. You're fine. Yeah, just take a break.
Do you want water?
Maybe you guys should just go ahead. I won't be upset.
Nance, you just need a little rest.
I'm sweating badly. I don't want to stop anybody's fun. I'm afraid of
It's okay, Nance.
Are they trying to, do they know we're not with them? Oh, it's embarrassing. Everybody's young and I'm only an old person.
Sorry, Nance.
I'm sorry, you guys.
You want us to?
She's okay. She just wants to rest for a minute. She should have sat down earlier.
Let me give her this other water. That'll probably help.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I bought two just because it is so humid. I didn't know if anyone else would be affected. We turned around and it was like, oh, where's the rest of the day?
They told me to sit down.
Oh, you're
Not
perfectly
being-
fine. Yep.
I'm like, you know.
You're perfectly fine.
It's kind of hot.
Yeah.
Well, it's water though.
It's not. It's pretty cool.
Talking about hot outside or the water itself? Oh, sorry.
It's not that hot.
I thought they were ice cold when I got them when I started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't drink too much. Maybe I'll try to get up now.
Honey, take your time.
Yeah, if you want to rest, you want to hold it.
Schedule, are you
You can put
not?
this on
you're
your
fine.
face and stuff and cool you
This is
down.
based on
I'm
activity.
the oldest person here.
Yeah. Put it on your
Nobody
neck,
noticed.
Nance.
Yeah, they did. Sure they did.
Put it on.
Neck.
Yeah, on
I'm
your
her
neck.
mother, so
It doesn't mean anything to me.
it does.
You guys will
to
never
me.
guess my age.
If I'm the only, yeah, I know how old you are. I saw.
Yeah, I do too.
You're 41.
You guys stalked me.
Yeah.
No, I looked up to see your books and stuff. I was looking at them.
It's just
That's my
birth.
interest, you know.
Birth?
Yeah.
What?
When we were talking about birthday and stuff,
Oh,
it said birth.
Should be.
yeah, you give your age on the thing. No, I scanned it. I didn't just sit there and read the whole thing. I said I left after a while. You have so many books.
I consider myself a public figure,
That's
so.
very nice that you have so many publications.
Thanks. I'm not done yet.
No, it's endless. I mean, that interest is wonderful.
Yeah.
That's my interest.
Yeah.
I mean, when you do this for a living, I mean, that's what I go to school for. I go to school to learn how to write better. You know, so every book just gets better and better and better. And even my last book that I was the most proud of, like to me right now, it's like, man, I could have done so many different things with that story. But the next one I'm working on already is, I mean, it's for my college thesis. I have to write a novel by the end of the year.
Wow.
Wow.
So,
I used to really love the writing thing. But, you know,
But I have
life took over.
well, that happened to
Married,
me
have
for a
kids,
long
and that's the
time.
end of that.
And then I got that new wife of mine who said,
yeah.
no, you're not going to be a retail manager anymore. You're miserable. Sit down at the computer. We'll figure it out.
That's
Great.
cool.
It's fantastic.
If you have an opportunity to do what you really want to do, you know, you should go for
This
it
is
all
it.
the way. You know.
If I can teach people how to do this kind of thing, I mean, because think about it. You see all this stuff on TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, man, they got all this high-tech gear and all this, that, and the other. It's not all high-tech. Honestly, without that camera, you're looking at maybe $100.
Yeah,
That's
well,
it.
what I watch Zach, he's got stuff
But they
that you've
make
never
their
even
own
heard
stuff,
of.
too.
He's a billionaire or whatever he is.
They make their own stuff. Just kind of like how I wired Jimmy that whole thing together. Same principle.
Did you?
Yeah, that's a battery pack that I had to research of how small it can be, based on powering up that much that's going through the camera, and glued it to the back and made sure I found a short enough wire so it wasn't interfering with it. Like it took me probably a week of research to make sure everything was just right with that device.
Oh, that's cool.
But that's my job.
You're like an inventor, scientist.
And then that thing came along, And I was kind of like, I gotta have
It's
it.
exciting.
Yeah.
I gotta have it.
It's not working for us.
Yeah, answered several questions.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, I shouldn't
We
have
won't
said
know
that.
until I go through the
I
whole
shouldn't
thing.
have said that because, yeah, you'll listen to it and edit it later and you'll hear stuff that we don't get to hear. Until
No,
we
you'll hear
watch-
it.
Well, we'll watch or listen to it.
You'll have access tomorrow morning. Like-
That I can't
Like the
wait
first thing I
for.
do when I get up, the wife serves me coffee, and I start getting all the data ready. Because she knows I got to get to work because I promised this to you guys by noon. So I need to be done by noon and get my homework done by 5 when she gets home from work.
Oh, really? That's a good deal there.
That's how it goes.
I feel better now.
Good.
Sure?
I'm going to try, but I can't push myself.
Okay, yeah, we don't want you
Just
to.
at the next
I'm
place,
old.
sit down for
Yeah,
you.
we can find a place
Yeah,
to
the
sit.
sitting down helps,
You know,
for
Yeah.
a couple minutes.
So,
to
like
get
I said,
off
it's
my
a
feet.
good 5 to 8 minute walk to where we're going now.
Well, I can hang, but I mean, you know, it just,
It's warm out here.
I've been kind of, yeah, that doesn't help me, and I'm allergic to
And
heat.
actually, warm water they use in the military because your body absorbs it quicker.
yeah.
Really?
That's right.
God. I don't like water to begin with, so. Yeah, but I can't get up with the water. Sorry. I make everybody wait. That's embarrassing.
It's all right. It's kind of cool to be on the street in Charleston, you know,
Human.
at night.
Yes.
Do you need to grab my arm? Or maybe,
Oh, sorry.
here, I'll take her water. You
No,
let her
I
have your
got-
arm.
Breath of the Lord needed.
Because I have this invention.
I'm okay.
Well, it's just better.
Yeah, I'm
What?
No, I said I'm alive.
Yeah, just watch where you're going,
stroke.
man. I'm going to put this on you.
How you feeling? Feel great already, right? You feel a breeze? Breeze feels good.
I am way
Girl, I'm
overheated
telling
too.
you. Hey, you telling me?
Yeah,
Shoot,
wearing
try
the
these
jeans
jeans
was a
on. Oh, you got
mistake.
jeans on. Never mind.
I
These look
should have
good.
wore a dress or something. That would have been better off.
Okay, well you can take it off. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll have another story to tell.
No, 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 no.
We'll have the best one.
That was super nice of him. Yeah, I love that.
Oh, right, right.
Don't show that.
This is the equivalent of a sweater.
Doggy. There's the slave market. Ooh, I know. The slave market.
Yeah.
Oh, we shouldn't stop in all that.
Yeah, I don't think that was a good idea, Mommy. Yeah.
Don't make it hot.
Well, Linda, you know that's my expertise. Mommy, you know
What?
that she and you're supposed to work together. You know that.
Huh?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. No, I didn't know we were supposed to work together.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Nat. Bubba,
Sorry.
you're?
Why don't you guys go? I'm super hot. I don't have my heart beating 90 miles an hour. I wonder if we could get the car and drive to locations.
Yeah.
No, I don't,
Yeah.
I don't want to do it anymore.
You don't want to, Nat? I'm fine.
No.
I'll
If you guys didn't go, I'd be unhappy.
I'll take you to the car.
I'll try some more. I'll be alright.
We can get the car and then she can drive you to the
No,
location.
I'm gonna go.
Nat, you can't overdo
I
it.
haven't
you know.
walked in a long time.
You can't go too fast. Just keep it slow, okay?
Well, they're going fast.
You have to go slow. You paid your money too, you know.
I don't want to catch that. I'm holding the up.
Man, you're stressing yourself out more. Okay, just you can only go as fast as you can go.
I think that maybe I should stop.
If you want to stop, I'll go to the car with you.
I'm holding everybody up. I'm getting sick.
We just turned around again. It was kind of like,
yeah,
I realized I
had
was
to
walking
stop
way too
again. I'm
fast.
sorry.
You're out of breath.
No, I'm overheated really
Way
bad.
too hot out here for you.
Yeah. I get sunstroke and stuff.
Yeah,
I
we were
can't
saying
go.
to get in the car.
Let you guys go. Or let you guys go, because I'm holding you up.
So you
This
guys,
is what I wanted to do.
yeah, I know. But this night is warm for me too. I told you before you guys got there, like I had to go get waters because the sunburn and I'm all dehydrated. I totally understand. So
I'm way old. I mean,
I'm honestly fine with whatever you guys want to do. If you guys want to leave,
I don't want them all to leave. I want them to go, and I'll stay in the car. I can.
I don't want to leave you in your car alone.
Well, why
Yeah,
don't
downtown
you?
Charleston.
That won't bother me. No, nobody. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. I'm
Really?
sorry I was walking super fast.
Out of all the
I
people,
get that
no,
happens.
I normally would walk super fast because of him. I always have walked fast because of my mom and him, but
But again, even
I've
if you
been
guys
sick and stuff lately.
wanted to all kind of go home to make sure you're good, as far as like pricing and all that mess, I don't care. Whatever you want to do, like refund, we can try to reschedule later when it's a cooler night, which is going to obviously be a few months from now, because this is what it's going to be like the rest of the summer.
know.
sweetheart. Again,
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with the refund to make sure you're safe. Like I don't care. Your safety right now is my main.
How much further are you going?
It's quite a bit. Like we only had 2 spots and we got at least 6 more.
Okay.
It's a lot. And I'm not trying to talk you out of it, but I can see like, you're full of sweat, you're out of breath.
I don't sweat either. But tonight,
So here's my suggestion. Where did you all park?
Just right in front of the place.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Somebody should probably go down and get the car. You guys sit here and kind of let her chill. She has water. I can take the gadgets from you. You can text me, call me in the morning, tell me what you want to do, and I'll do it. It's that
I
simple.
don't want to not do
We
this.
can come back
we
on
all
a cooler
take-
night.
He said it's not going to be cool all summer.
At this
Yeah, we
point-
can come back in the spooky time.
That's true.
I want
not-
her to go.
Nance, I'm fine.
We're fine. We can go right around Charleston. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't we do that? Again, your safety right now
I
is
can
more
try
important than
it
these
again.
ghosts.
I think that we should.
You're still going to have access to the full tour. Like, it's not like I'm going to forget about you guys.
No, but I'd never do this. I'm usually the first one to explore. I used to do it when I was a teenager. I used to go to spooky houses and that nobody lived in and things.
Well, that's the stuff I do when I'm not trying to stay legal. But again,
All right,
your
I don't
safety,
want to hold you up.
your
Yeah.
safety
Yeah.
is way more important right now.
Thank you.
I'm
Like
sorry.
that's a big deal.
This is horrible.
So let me
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
gather up some of that.
Second trip we've made.
That's all right.
It happens. Not a big deal.
Has it happened to anyone on this?
I'm honestly worried that some of that paranormal activity affected you as well.
It could be.
That could be
We
because
were
I'm
getting
very
a lot of
I'm-
answers.
I can't tell him that, what I used to do.
She
I'm
used to
actually
be a
going to handle
witch.
that, so I'm going to
yeah.
put
Be
these
a
away.
witch, okay.
Yeah, she used to be a witch.
So you're already sensitive to it, and you said used to be, which means you're out of practice.
I don't do that no more now.
Exactly.
I don't talk to cars. I don't do any of that stuff anymore.
So we probably need to chat later, so you can give me some stories. Maybe I'll.
She has
You
good
wouldn't even
stories.
believe the stories if I told you.
You want to bet?
I'm sure he would.
I've just been telling him about my black mirrors, my Ouija boards, the apparitions of things I've already seen. There's stuff there.
I've had everybody see things and people walk across from me. All guys that were tough, staying away from me because I'm a witch.
Yeah, we love all that stuff. We worked in a haunted house in October, me and her, yeah.
That's fun.
Can I try it again or no?
You guys chat that out.
Yeah, I
Again,
think that
I'm
we
good
should
with
wait
whatever.
until cooler, because it's horrible.
I'm not going anywhere. Promise you that. I'm going to take that so I can continue filming for them. And please get her home safe.
I will.
Deal?
Deal.
We'll chat. Trust me. You got stories I need them.
Sorry I held you guys up.
You're not holding me up.
Thank you
Again,
for being so kind.
text me when you guys get home.
Okay.
Is that fair?
That's good.
Yeah. So, again, literally, you're 2 blocks away. So, you guys get home. I'm going to get back to them. You and I are going to talk. Thank you.
Okay.
Good night, guys. You're my new cameraman?
So,
So your hand doesn't go in front of this, just horizontal all night, just kind of keep it out. Alright, so kind of talk 10 minutes to get her home safe. She's not doing too well. She made some confessions that you guys will hear on the audio. I don't want to just blurt it out, but she's a little too sensitive. Okay. So she'll probably do another tour with me, probably privately in the fall. Okay, cool. So let's move on.
alright, sounds good.
I know, are you going to tell us at the end?
Yeah, what happened there?
With her?
Yeah.
She used to practice with me.
So did my mom, which is why when I saw her, I was saying.
I'm curious to see what the other words are. All the words that actually kind of tell us something's wrong. Like if we put them all together and look at them as like one collective clue. So, let's get you up here too. So the alley we're going to go through, I'll normally stop and kind of get everybody caught up with things and catch their breath because it's such a hike for some people. But we're going to continue straight through. But I do want you guys to listen to your spirit box for sure. I have the other spirit box running in my bag, so that way it doesn't stop. Yeah, so it's running in this back pocket.
Yo,
Right here from time to
She
time.
would love to play with that.
You want it?
Oh yeah, she was talking about it
The
earlier.
my favorite.
It's the bottom pocket, the square one.
Okay, but when that goes red, you have to tell us.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll be recording stuff in thermal imaging, and I will be drinking alcohol at one of these bars eventually. Dude, yes. Navigating, imaging, drinking, that's most of my genetics, my man.
Instead of stopping at the alley, I'm going to be telling you guys about it as we come through.
Sounds great.
So, normally I would tell you one of the sacred stories while I'm here, but I've been doing more research on Lodge Alley. This is one of the oldest streets of Charleston, and yes, it was considered a street.
Hey, you can fit a horse down it, so.
Yep. Word to yourself, because I normally talk about myself. So I'm not here to talk about Lodge Alley. So, these are clay bricks, which is super interesting. Again, the wharfs were much closer. So people used to live here. So when I'm down here, I wait for names. I've had names in obviously previous tours, but I just recently started doing more research on a specific location. Just because it's people got tired of hearing my psychic stuff. They didn't want to hear it. They wanted more of their story. So doesn't come off here crazily just because
It's oranging right now.
but it's steady.
Yep.
So that tells me something man-made.
Right.
Oh.
This is Lodge Alley in on your right. So what this guy does, there is no apparition in certain rooms over there. There's no actual ghost story tie that goes along with it. So you can actually probably look a lot of that up and explain about, yeah, I saw an apparition or whatever when I was staying at Lodge Alley. I got electronics. Electronics will and so that's going to be any of this is residential. I am not allowed to tour any things through the neighborhoods, so at that point we're going to be five friends ghost hunting.
Got it. Yeah, my mom has like an altar, and she does. She's all about stones and spirits. So her on this tour was terrifying.
I've actually had mediums on this tour.
Really?
We're going to hang around. I think a lot of them, what I get them on here, they start in like the bump like these. Because they have their intuition
Exactly.
versus my scientific method. Like we're talking two different methods. And most of them, out of the three I've had, yeah, all three of them, none of them wanted a gadget. They wanted to use their own intuition. Which is fine by me. Saves it for another. And at that time, I think I only had 5 gadgets instead of 8.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
Honestly, something like that happened.
Perfect.
Do you want me to hold this and you hold that? So you're steady? You go.
You want to hold it down?
Yeah, I do. I want to hold it.
It's so fucking cool. Look good. I'm just recording everybody.
Super cool, great picture spot. People used to live there, so if I get names, I have the roster of who used to live there. I can look them up.
I'm getting a thermal reading on your cheeks. 95. This is going up. It's getting hot. Sorry, dude. This is going to be a weird part of your video here for a second. Well, all I said was you had some warm cheeks. It wasn't that bad. Please trip and fall so I can record it.
We need to stay on this side. That side for today. So, that building uses epoxy first. I want to buy it to make sure it's instead of doing a ghost shop, and then I would rent out the top apartment and add some hotels, and there would be all of this ghost kits inside. So
This
that's
corner?
yes. So it's also right next to Tommy Conner, which has its own ghost stories, but I tell this one. So please keep your camera on this building.
Dude, I was already on it, my man.
Well, that's the yellow. That's residential. I
Oh,
don't care about
my
that.
fault, my fault.
This guy over here, I've been testing certain things. I've been catching, remember, it doesn't see through windows. So I'm getting like weird glimpses of light that are bouncing off of those windows. So we're kind of testing some of that. We got another tour coming through, so let's just step forward. But I actually had a whole street come through here. Literally started down here.
Hey.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's that?
I'm recording the building. It's not even.
We'll move on, buddy. It's cool.
Sorry. I will. I'm sorry, man.
It's a thermal camera. It's not even a regular camera.
Have a nice one.
Yeah.
Kid had a room. We're gonna do a 30-minute teacher train on how to use the equipment, and then we'll probably charge $500 a night.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
You
the doors don't stay shut in there, so you can lock a door and you wake up and they're open again.
You know,
It's awesome.
you would that it would be fully booked.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. But again, 2.4 million. That's all. Yeah. It has to get it from the city.
That's
So I have to
wild.
buy the property because it's Charleston Historical Trade.
Yeah.
So a couple cool things. Everybody stops here. This is a major ghost, not ghost hunts, but ghost tour hotspot. As we got St. Philip's Church here, which is the tallest steeple we have in Charleston. We also have the Powder magazine over here. And the only reason I came back up here tonight is because we actually got the word powder cannon here last night. I have never gotten any activity in the Powder magazine except for last night, ever. And I even have a season pass to go in. And I go in and oh my God, this is cool. So that is on paper the oldest building we have in Charleston. So talking 1713, I will argue that the Pink House was finished in 1712 because there's no.
Did you say pink?
Yeah.
Big houses.
Pink House is on Chalmers.
We haven't been there, right? So the pink that we heard earlier, not like.
Never know. I've had those from different areas pop up at like living we actually have an alleged, right? We have an alleged pirate that just shows up inside of that female pirate. But it's bullshit. So then she has said mainly to see right here at the property, and they used to do those some speculation, but obviously. But at any rate, super cool thing about that building. they're all up there staring at one sign. That sign says there's no ghosts in St. Philip's except for the Holy Ghost. Okay? There's a reason for that particular sign. So 1888, Susan Howard Hart died 10 days after her stillborn child. 1988, exactly 100 years later, I told you I didn't let you anymore. We get a photographer in town, and he's just taking pictures of all of our beautiful cemeteries, which are all over. He catches a full apparition of a woman with a shawl on her shoulders and a baby basket next to her. We're talking 1988, no cell phones, no Photoshop, nothing like that. So what's he do? He sends the picture off to Kodak to try to find out what happened with the baby.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
They cannot debunk the picture.
Just Google that later. I want to see the picture.
Now, here's what I'll tell you. I don't show this picture on my tour because if I were to hand you this picture and say, hey, check this out, any female that holds it starts to get that dizzy feeling, starts to get a little queasy. A pregnant woman will not have a good childbirth. I am not cursing my tours. I'm sure you can all imagine that I'm very superstitious, right?
Yeah, extremely superstitious.
The what? The pregnant lady what?
They will not have a good
birth.
Yeah, a good birth with the baby.
Ooh.
So I am not cursing my tour with that.
Yeah, it's better not to chance it.
Yeah. So I normally would actually go back the other way.
That guy was scary.
He gets a little tipsy, and he didn't like.
I can put the phone down
you
for a
just put
minute.
the phone, don't point it at him. You don't say anything.
I like to go back to the alley.
Let's walk back.
We can go
Dude,
back.
hey, if anything happens, I'll just hand you your phone. I'll take care of it. Like, no joke. We're fine. I promise.
Said, ask her. Ask who?
Ask her. I'm not lying.
Ask her that you're gonna.
There was a light under there.
There's a light on.
Yeah.
People live in there or not?
Nick.
Oh, yeah, there is.
There's a light on in there.
People live in there?
See it? That's the bathroom. So we'll keep walking and tell you what's going on there. So there is a restaurant. There's a mirror that fell out of the back of the last one. The mirror fell to the floor. And then break.
Did or didn't?
That's pretty over there. Wonder if you can see it. And we're back.
Do I only need this on when this goes off, you think? Or should I leave it lowered?
So other people don't talk about this gate either. So this is Dueler's Alley. Duels happen. Back
Oh.
to back. Take
Yeah.
20 paces, turn and shoot.
Yeah, like old school.
So back to back, take 20 paces, turn and shoot. The loser goes through the gate to the cemetery. That's what this gate was originally built for. Now, this isn't the original wrought iron work. That was an open
Yeah,
spot.
but that's where
But
it was.
I call it the Death Gate. So the story goes.
That's crazy.
First off, it was called Cow Alley because this is where they kept all of the livestock. And then it turned into Dueler's Alley because this is where all the duels happened. When dueling became illegal because it's stupid, they called it Philadelphia Alley because they saved us out of one of our many, many fires. Don't ask me which one, but that's how it went down. Everybody tells the one duel story. Just keep in mind there have probably been hundreds, if not thousands, of duels that have happened in this alley during that time period.
There's a lot of grumpy, dumb people.
It was.
Drunk.
But
Right.
this story is actually about Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. He came down from New Jersey. Who was from New Jersey? Is that you? So So he came down here from New Jersey because his fiance, her parents just died, and she inherited a bunch of money. And the lawyer said, no, you guys aren't getting married until he finishes his studies and starts his practice somewhere else. So he came to Charleston. The coachman that brought him into town set him up and dropped him off in a place where he would have been robbed and killed. Somebody passing by said, look, you don't want to stay here, sent the coachman on the way. Let me take you to a new spot. Takes him over to 59 Church Street, which is 1.4 miles exactly from where you're standing. So that's important later on. So he rents the room at the top. The two become friends. The passerby's name was Ralph Isaacs. And I tell you that because Ralph has come through from time to time on my spirit box. So, and I also got the word Isaacs several times. But anyway, the two become friends. However, the doctor finishes his studies. He's very happy. He's moving up in society. He starts his practice. He's making a lot of money. He's now on a different level than Ralph Isaacs on the hierarchy scale. But the doctor is known as the Whistling Doctor. You can Google the Whistling Doctor, and this is exactly the story you're going to hear, no matter where you're at. So, anyway, they used to go to see plays together, but would have to talk about them on the way home because they couldn't sit in the same seats. They couldn't sit next to each other because they're on different scales. So they're walking home one night after seeing Richard III, Shakespearean play. Don't know if it was Doctor Theater or somewhere else. But anyway, they're walking home and they're arguing about one of the actresses that came through town. The doctor loved her, Ralph did not. Turns into an argument. Ralph starts insulting the doctor's fiance back home. Her name was Amanda. So the two get pissed off at each other. They go their separate ways. Ralph decides he's going to write in the paper where he disgraced the doctor as the Charleston. Rebuttal, let's go to Dollars Alley and finish this out. So, you come down here. The doctor's probably on this side because it's closer to home. Wants to be done. So, oh, you're good. Go on through, guys. We're interrupting your peaceful, quiet night. So, they take this two pieces. The doctor points his gun in the air, shoots it up. Doesn't want to kill his friend, just wanted to make a point. However, Ralph Isaacs takes 2 shots below the knees. The doctor falls to the ground. His friends pick him up. Not carry him through here. They take him home, 1.4 miles away, 59 Church Street. So, he died there 10 days later. I told you he was a whistling doctor. We are 1 block away from East Bay Street right now. Y'all hear how quiet it is? We have the possibility of picking up whistles on our audio. It's the only reason why people bring people down here. Some people say they can hear it. Some people say they can't. I've caught it 1 time. That's it. And it also says you can hear the gunshots from all the different duels that happen here. Now keep in mind, we're not talking about the kind of guns we have now. We're talking about muskets with little tiny cannonballs.
Boom.
Yeah. Craziness. So, the cool thing about this alley, other than the death gate, another little fun fact. I had to quit calling it a fun fact because it's not fun at all. These bricks get older as we go along. Okay, so the end of this alley is residential. So I'm going to point to the bricks. Those bricks have been sun-dried by slave children that had to turn them every hour. Their fingerprints and a full handprint is down there.
Wow.
Yeah, super cool. Now, 1 handprint, I've had an EMF on it 1 time. That's it. My daughter came back with one of the spirit boxes, did a quick little EMF section with one of the guests from the tour. They got some answers, but he wasn't recording. Whipped out his phone later, and we missed all the answers that he found. So, again, I always say, who the hell wants to hang out where the hell they've been working as a slave kid, or where they're buried? That's why we don't actually go through a whole lot of cemeteries.
Right.
So, let's go take a look. Just keep in mind, at the end is residential. Somebody that actually works there. Their address is Philadelphia. Humidity. Thank you, sunburn. Tattoos.
I got sunburnt today, but it hasn't really set in, I don't think.
I got tattoos all over. I let my daughter spray me down. No. My wife was fine.
Careful. Might be a little rough on you.
The EMF will go off in the center because right around those stairs is the Footlight Players Club. That's the actor studio for Doctor Theater. So all of their equipment is in there, all their spotlights and that kind of stuff. So you will get a little bit of a lift there. Just don't get excited. Not the true evidence, not, you know, I already stopped right here. Let's wait.
I'm glad you don't lie to us about it though. You know, you're just like, hey, by the way, that's not.
Yeah. And I think that's why most people usually get all the reviews that I do. Because I don't have a script. Yes, see, I had to stop and remember what was the guy's name, what year was it. You know, I'm not reading the script. It's all about is the data that is here for one thing. You see or hear the center.
Beautiful.
And where are the bricks?
It's so pretty here.
Where?
The little slides. So,
Oh, wow.
so the forehand point is actually.
Yeah, here's a handprint right here.
Yes, there it is.
Oh my gosh.
So again, residential. I have to keep moving. You guys want to take a quick picture or try to get any enough from it?
Oh man, that's crazy, huh?
Aw.
I want to take a picture.
Yeah, I think I just look for that too.
Look at it.
Yeah, that's so special.
Man.
Thank you. It's nuts.
It's weird to think that someone touched that spot so long ago.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Poor babies. You put this up?
Oh, it's my least favorite creature in all of mankind.
The cockroach?
Oh my god, I hate it.
Right here. Crazy.
That's alright.
The group is much smaller. You didn't bring a hair tie? Seriously?
No,
Like my kid. I gotta yell at her all the time.
I have one in his truck.
She didn't bring one either.
Yeah, but she's not trying to. I guess she is. Alright, one last building to take a look at, guys. So the building, catty corner from you guys, the brick building, used to be part of our cotton trade. So the cotton would have been in the back warehouse, and of course those doors in the back were designed for horse and buggy. Like that's the time frame that we're looking at.
Okay.
And then the offices for the building would have been in the very front, facing the water. We are very close to Pineapple Park. That kind of gives you a gist. Have you guys been walking around downtown a little bit? You guys know the right around?
Yeah.
Not quite. Well, she hasn't yet. We've done so many things since we've been here, but no, not that.
Alright, so
Hopefully
we're really
tomorrow.
close to the water, but again, it was closer, so he would have been able to see what was happening. So the last guy who owned this is the Wagner building, not Wagner, Wagner, 3 syllables. So the last guy that owned it was George Pereira. He inherited it from his dad, but he was a silver spoon kid. He had no idea what the hell he was doing. So he had this brand new business. It was brand new to him, but he was getting himself into a bunch of debt. Again, no clue what he was doing. So we had the boll weevil in town, which is a bug that eats cotton. So now he's up because he's just losing money hand over fist. So he decides instead of selling it to the American government, he's going to sell it to the British. So the British bring their ship up in the wharf, they unload it from the back, and they start loading the ship. And George is watching all of this from the second story at the front door. Somebody gets too close to the cotton bales with a pipe, the whole ship goes up in the So he's watching all this. He's already depressed because his dad's business was, he gave up. So he decides to pile up all the furniture and hangs himself. Now, it says you can see the shadow of a swinging corpse, certain moonlight, however that goes. I like to go up and kind of gauge temperatures. We're going to play with temperatures up here. We're not going to be able to do that tonight. I'm more about, can we get something from the spirit box? Now, another thing is, from when I've been doing investigations here, the past probably 2.5 weeks, Pugin's porch is about a block that way.
Yeah.
Maybe 2
Pugin's.
Okay, do you guys know the story of Pugin's?
No, but I saw online. I wanted to go there.
Okay, it's really cool. It's actually a really good food.
Yeah.
So, Zoe Saint Amand.
I was good at Pugin's Smokehouse, the other one. That's
Oh
my
yeah,
favorite.
there's 2.
Yeah, well, there's Pugin's Courthouse now too. We have 3.
Oh man,
So,
barbecue place 5
They just
years
moved.
ago.
They just opened it up. It's more of like a wedding reception type area,
Oh,
from what I
okay.
understand. But anyway, so Zoe Saint Amand is one who originally started Pugin's porch because Pugin was the neighborhood dog, so forth and so on. And he just hung out on the porch. That's why it's called Pugin's porch. When you go there, there's actually a little statue of Pugin. So Zoe, spelled Z-O-E, not with a Y, actually died by falling down the stairs in the building. hotel across the street will tell you reports of seeing lights turn on, someone's walking downstairs, they can see things moving around in there. Whenever I'm looking at this building, Zoe, Z-O-E, shows up on my spirit box. Stairs. I also get fire, ship, cotton, trade, those kind of things. I've gotten bugs, like insects itching, was a phrase that came up one night. That's where I learned about the boll weevil. You can't get in there now because they're making it a wedding reception area, 3 floors, maybe possibly a 4th with the rooftop, because it's waterfront. They'll charge 50 grand, they'll get it, and it'll be a 10-star restaurant inside. The back of this is condos right now. So we're walking by, somewhat residential, but we can walk by and listen to our spirit boxes peacefully and kind of see what we get. Now the front of it, if I don't get anything on my spirit box, I got the word needed. The EMF is pretty much irrelevant up there because we're going to be on the main street of East Bay Street.
Okay.
But your spirit boxes, if we don't have anything in 5 minutes, please stay. So we're going to cross legally twice. So that way, it's comes from the side.
That's how I spelled my dog's name.
Who again?
No, Zoe.
Zoe.
Yeah.
I've actually taken this app when I've gone there for lunch, and I just open it and put it right in the center of the table.
At Fugan's?
Yep. And they don't care. Like, they'll tell
Wanna
you.
go eat there tomorrow before we leave?
Yeah.
What's the app called?
So all of the apps that I'm using and all the equipment is going to be on your tour evidence page. It's at the very top because everybody asks. So, and I will tell you that I updated, I bought the upgrade for this spirit box. Let's have the free version of 3,000 words. It has 9,000. So I was like, I can do without the commercial break, and I want to put back and forth with it. But I use it every day. So it's $3. I'm good. I'm picking at my skin, yes. Thank you. I'm walking too fast. I gotta go. Okay.
Adina was the daughter.
Yeah, she's the one that booked the tour.
It was something long and weird there.
Yeah. So if you guys are actually up towards the venue, you can go to the rooftop and get a great view of the second and third floors to actually see if you can actually catch that shadow coming by. So that shadow, the swinging corpse wasn't found until the next day. It was the newspaper kid that came down on the corner to sell his papes that caught the body swinging, and apparently there was a broken window and some crows got to him.
On the second one here?
So we've asked several times because depending on which article you read, some say the second floor, others say the third. So what we got the other night, because somebody asked the same question, like, you know what? It's really up in the air. It said number 2. So I'll see if that was I've actually been doing temperature checks at the very top, like the very tip. I'm trying to gauge if it's the breeze coming in off the water. At this point, somebody got excited and said, hey, you know, the infrared one I had? There's a 30-degree difference from where we were to the very top. That's a big jump. So the next oh my God. Give your daddy back his money.
I'm impressed there.
Because it looks like he did it all himself, too.
Yeah, he did it.
He did it all himself.
Now, if Kmart was still open, that's probably where he got it.
Probably.
Well, we got all our clothes out, man. He's smart. Got our clothes
I'm
out.
going to debunk the
70%
whole wind
off.
thing. It's too high up. And again, look at all the buildings that would be blocking our nice glare of breeze coming in off the water. It's got to be going up. I know heat rises, but the very tip of that, to be 25 to 30 degrees colder every single night, we did it 3 nights in a row just to kind of test things. So if you can get a quick scan for me over the windows, again, I can't see through it, but if something changes the temperature, we'll know.
And it's
So-
blue with the white line.
Well, because you won't be able to see through it, the ghost will only affect the temperature. So it won't be picking up the spirit of the swinging corpse. It'll pick up that the corpse is affecting the wind.
So what temperature would it be?
Colder than what it is now.
Extremely cold.
That's all I need to know. I just need to see something, a bodily shape, in that darker blue than the really light blue.
No, we got darker blue right there. Yeah, for sure.
So again, just a nice even sweep. You can walk down a little bit if you guys want.
I hit this thing. I'm not even paying attention.
My spirit box.
Nice knocked out.
Yeah.
I've got mine on there before too, but when the spirit box actually says a little, that's when I get it. Like my chest is itchy, my legs are itchy.
That was me 2 weeks ago. We went down
I know
the beach.
better.
We went down the beach and didn't put enough on.
We didn't put anything on. It was a cloudy day. Because we didn't think we were going to get
Still that
burned.
UV rays. Alright, but you guys got enough on that. You obviously aren't hearing anything out of there. I'm going to start collecting and shut the audio off.